Wynton Marsalis has been wowing audiences for decades with his smooth trumpet sound. So when he was just 22, think about this, he became the first musician to win a jazz and classical Grammy Award in the same year. Wow. This year, he's celebrating the 20th anniversary season of Jazz at Lincoln Center's Frederick P. Rose Hall. He's the managing and the artistic director there. Rose Hall, known as the house that Wynton built, for good reason, is a 100,000 square foot performance, education, and broadcast facility right here in New York City. Only our cameras were there as the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra rehearsed for the opening night of this milestone season.
121.
One, two,
When we rehearse, we do our thing our way. We talk, we argue about music, we go back and forth with each other because we have that love and
Do you like
respect.
the back and forth when people
I
say,
love
Wynton,
that.
I don't think that works. You like that?
That's what we've been doing. That's the only way I know to do it. When you play your arrangement, if it's not good, the band goes silent. I say, y'all don't like that one? And Sherman will be like,
No.
Are we not coming? Let's make this short. We're not going to make it.
Great.
All right?
we're jazz musicians.
Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra know how to hit the right notes. But 20 years ago, the course to creating their new home wasn't always so smooth.
It was hard.
But
We wanted to kill each other at the end of it. It's like learning how to play. It's hard. But that's what makes it worth doing.
why was it so hard?
You have a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, a small organization. They never raised any significant money. Then we've raised $128 million. Structural steel comes in one day, $22 million is added to your
budget?
to your project.
Yes.
You know, we had a fire here, and it burned to, it goes on and on. We ran out of money, and we didn't finish. We couldn't pay the electricians. We're sitting in a meeting with the electricians, and they were rolling over me, right? I was like, we ran out of money. They said, where do you think you are? Do you know where you are? This is New York City. This is not New Orleans right there going off on me. And I'm like, because I know we don't have, can y'all just finish this work and we will pay y'all later? Finish the work and you pay us later. Then at a certain point, the gentleman I was talking to, I don't remember his name, he said, look, man, he said, I live down the street from John Coltrane's house in Long Island. We're going to finish this.
Wow.
I'll tear up thinking about it.
In 2004, Jazz at Lincoln Center's Frederick P. Rose Hall opened as the world's first entertainment complex solely dedicated to jazz. When all this was under construction, you said this at a press conference because we have it on tape. This place will be more than headquarters for Jazz at Lincoln Center.
We at Jazz at Lincoln Center are about integration and celebration. We bring people of all kinds together under the banner of sophistication, soul, elegance,
And the intent to swing as hard as
That's it.
possible.
That's what we do. And we've been doing it, you know. We've been blessed to do it.
Rose Hall features 3 concert and performance spaces. It's located in Midtown Manhattan, less than a mile from the famed Juilliard School that Marsalis attended as a teenager. And his jazz roots run deep, son of renowned jazz educator and performer Ellis Marsalis Jr. New Orleans-born Wynton began classical training on trumpet at just 12 years old, inspired in part by the legendary John Coltrane.
I started listening to Train all that summer when I was 12. I would put that record on, and I started to be able to hear what he was saying. And then when I heard that, I was like, man, it's like a whole world opened up. Like you have the wisest, most insightful people in the world are talking to you.
And you heard that in
I
the
could
music
hear it,
at
yeah.
12.
Yeah, I just started putting it on and trying to figure, can I play like this? Or could I learn this kind of music, you know?
Marsalis would go on to record over 100 studio albums, win 9 Grammy Awards, and in 1997, he became the first jazz artist to win a Pulitzer Prize. He also developed a reputation that often preceded his art. There was a point where you were called stuffy, combative. Your definition of jazz was much too narrow, they said.
Right.
Was any of that warranted? How do you feel when you hear that, Mr. Stuffy, combative?
I grew up in segregation, okay? And when Martin Luther King was killed, we were integrated into an environment. And many times what I felt and had to say was not what was being said. Okay, but luckily, we live in a democracy, and you can express yourself. The generations before me, they couldn't be in these forums and talk. And I have the freedom to express myself, and they have the freedom to do that. So I didn't feel anything about that. To think you're going to get in a fight and you're not going to get hit, that's too naive. I didn't grow up in that type of environment.
But some of the fight felt so personal.
It was not. None of it was personal. I didn't feel it was personal. It was no information behind it. I felt it was trying to maintain the status quo of the society.
Marsalis isn't afraid of a little challenge. Well, your trumpet is there, so I'm going to put you to work, Mr. Marsalis. Let me hear a little bit of swing music, swinging.
Okay, there's many ways to swing, right?
Well, just
One
pick
way you
something
can swing.
like. I want something sensual, Mr. Marsalis. I think I need to put on something that's a little more comfortable.
Watch
Okay.
out. Be careful.
We explored more of the spaces here at Jazz at Lincoln Center's Rose Hall. I think that sounds pretty. Including Dizzy's Club, named after jazz trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie. Has it been a success since it opened?
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
right?
No question.
No question.
It's an unquestioned success.
And in September, we took in the majesty of Rose Theater, joining Wynton and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra for opening night of their 20th season.
They went about 1 minute out.
After some final warm-ups, it was showtime.
Now please give a warm welcome to the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra with Wynton Marsalis.
And the House of Swing, it was swinging again.
Please welcome Kurt Elliott.
Flamingo, when the sun meets the sea, say farewell to my lover and hasten to me.
Marsalis' legacy is woven in music history, but don't expect him to be sentimental, even when reflecting on his earliest work. But you don't look at this picture and think, wow, I did it, or I'm about to do it, or I'm good, or nothing?
I don't have a sentimental relationship with myself.
You don't?
No.
You
I think
don't?
my mama used to always say, "You just another out here." That was just,
I don't have a sentimental relationship with myself.
I don't.
But don't you feel proud when you look at this person and who you are now?
No, I don't. I'm
That's
grateful
funny,
for what the opportunities that have been provided for me in the education I received and all the great musicians I play with. And the fantastic people I get to work with. But nothing I did was about me doing it. This was about jazz.
Wynton Marsalis.
Wow.
He is taken off the market, but I love this man. He is so talented, so kind, a great human being. I'm nuts about him. He said, for people who think that jazz is not cool or dead, he said it's just a lack of education. That's part of why the center was built. All the space is designed to feel intimate because he wanted people to feel like you're in somebody's house. But my favorite line in that piece was, I don't have a sentimental relationship with myself.
That's so good.
Wow.
Well, we can be sentimental for him.
Yes,
Wynton
yes.
Marsalis is, in my mind, in the pantheon of some of the greatest composers of all time. He is a jazz musician, but I place him at the same level of a Beethoven or Mozart or Bach. He is that level of talent and artistry that you will not find replicated on this
Totally
planet.
right.
Exactly
and
right.
As you were sitting with him, I thought, we always talk about how we have the greatest jobs in the world.
Yes.
You're there, you have a private concert with
I
Wynton
know.
Marsalis.
And those iconic trumpets, CBS, Wynton.
That's Wynton Marsalis.
Wynton Marsalis.